Hey, I am Paula Matias, or my name is Paula Matias, and this is Fundiendo Neuronas TV. Welcome to this channel. Hey, Eddie's there. Hey, Eddie, welcome. I was just starting. I'm welcoming you and everybody, no one still yet, to this live where we will be discussing or we will be debunking the myth of the Black and Hispanic unification or union, political union, and why each ethnicity is on itself. So make sure that everybody likes and subscribes to this channel as you hear this. And I will start making my point. Why I do believe that there is no and there will never be and there shouldn't be, doesn't matter. Actually, no, it's a waste of time for a union between Blacks and Hispanics. One, what does Black mean? You have a lot of Black people in the world, not only in the US. Yes, I understand that we are using the term or the terminology Black, this concept, in the American way, which means African American, Black American. However, the word Black there are more Black people than only in the US. A Black Zimbabwean is not the same as a Black Cameroonian. A Black person from Burkina Faso is not the same person as a Black Kenyan. So what is Black? All those people and everyone in the world has a different agenda. Yes, everyone has its own agenda and its own interest. So we all Black Afro-descendants have one common goal, and it is anti-discrimination, anti-racism, and having access to decent jobs, housing, loans, student loans, education, all of that. Basic human rights. But besides that, our interests are very, very different. We all have different values, different cultures, different upbringing, different principles. So when you are going to lump yourself within a bigger group, you are destined to fail. Yes, you can unite for common, basic human rights, but not for everything. Everyone has its own agenda and its own interests and political, priorities. And when does this show? Well, when you're discussing on a political level, or even social media or mainstream media level. One, people do want to be like the example of Zoe Saldana. Okay, Dominicans are Black, yeah. When Zoe represented Nina Simone in the US, people were like, no, she's a Black woman, she's Dominican, she's not even really Black, blah blah blah. And now with with the recent outrage of B. Simone versus Danny Lee, Danny Lee didn't become Black. She was Dominican. So we all have our own agendas, and I don't think that the Black, Latino, Hispanic, whatever unification is a thing and will ever be something interests. Too many priorities. Eddie and Princess, welcome. I give you guys the word. Go ahead.
I mean, when you're talking about Black unity, you're talking about Black unity and Hispanic unity across the world?
No, more in the US because it's there where it's actually a thing. Outside of the United States, people understand that they are their culture and nationality. So here in Europe, for example, no one needs that union in the sense because everybody knows where they come from. It's very different in the US because the US government lumps people together based on their appearance or ancestry. However, whilst here in Europe, it's your nationality. You're lumped in together based on your nationality or your ethnicity. So, for example, you can have a Turkish nationality, but you can be Kurd. So here in Belgium, you will be considered, of course, a Turk, but people will know, okay, she's a different kind of Turk. She's a Kurd. Or you can be from Morocco, and people will know, okay, she's Arab, but she's a Berber. So people here are more aware of ethnicities and tribes because Europe is also divided in ethnicities and tribes, even though in the US people think it's just white culture with there are many white cultures. Do you understand? So it's more, I'm talking about more about the Hispanic and Black unity in the United States.
Yeah. So basically, like the reason why I feel that there's no point of like trying to do that, because at the end of the day, both minorities are in no way positioned in power in America.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no point, like there's no, like every time I have these conversations with people, because I know like America just has this fake ideology of like this peace. But
Mm-hmm.
when I ask for what would be the benefits of, you know, both groups uniting, like nobody can give me like a specific like plan on what will happen.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can't just say that we're going to be looped in together, because there's also some bad that comes along with that, right? So we do know that from both communities on both sides, like there's negative connotations on both sides, and then when you add that together, that's just a bigger problem. So the Latin Hispanic community in America, which is connected to them, is a huge thing that American hate is immigration. Like America just thinks that immigrants just come from Latin America, like that
Yeah.
there's this floods of caravans, even though the majority of them now are coming through just because they are closer to America than other countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look, so even it's easier for them to get in here, whether it's, I wouldn't say easier, but I would say that it's more easier for them to, because they do make it harder for Latin Americans to come to America. But I would say that it would be easier for them to get here illegally if let's keep it real here, like it's happening. Um,
Of course.
um, so
And you can talk your minds.
yeah.
There's no censorship. It's without censor here, you know. And I am politically incorrect, so go ahead.
When you look at the Black community, what the reason why they're the most hated in America is because like they come with this stigma that, you know, a lot of Black people are criminals, and that we have bad crime rates. So
Mm-hmm.
you connect that together, like if we were looking back in like warrior days, because, you know, I like to bring it back to, like, you know, back in the day when we were really tribes, like those two tribes wouldn't be two tribes that like would connect, you know, like because
Mm-hmm.
we're not bringing a lot of benefits to the table, and then plus around, this is not our realm, like we don't, this is not our space. Like we forget that even though we live in a diverse area, the system was built by white people. So we can't come to a white country and say, hey, you know, we're going to unite together to defeat the system. The system was create, like, the moment we start trying to fight the system a little bit, it's going to evolve. There has not been one time we have gotten close, and it's been years since we've been here, that we have gotten close to actually making a huge dent in the system. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that a lot of colored Americans, I'm gonna say Hispanic and Black because we're talking about them. Because, you know, if you look at other people, there are people who made dents who are colored, but let's talk about the African American and Hispanic community.
People are smart. They're in their lane. You know, they're focusing on the
Yeah.
right.
They're focusing on what they need to do, and like we've been having these conversations since before I was born about this fake unity that's supposed to happen, but nobody has taken action on it because it's impossible. Yeah, we all come from different cultures. A lot of people think that when you think of Hispanic, it's only Dominican and Puerto Rican, and that's because they connect closely to blackness. Like, no, that's never going to happen. Like there's a Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are just a small portion of Latin America. Like, you not understand that there's Venezuelans, there's Ecuadorians, who Colombians who come here and they have their own agenda. Look at what happened with the whole voting, right? Voting in America, where we couldn't even agree on that. As like we to get our agenda right,
Mhm.
we both voted at a high rate to get somebody in office who we didn't even who didn't even offer to do anything for either of us.
Exactly.
So we couldn't even get that right.
Yeah.
If we had the opportunity to make change, we could have threatened this man and say, "Hey, listen, like both of us together, if you don't do nothing, we ain't voting for you." And I'm not saying that you to vote for the other person, because a lot of people have this problem with Trump. But
Mhm.
we could just say we ain't gonna vote. And since y'all wanna participate and like just hiring, bringing up the white community, then I'm gonna let that be the white problem. And y'all hash that out, because those are white people's problems. Those are not colored people's problems. We couldn't even do that right. So when
Mhm.
we talk about unity, I don't think that's a thing.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Eddie. Hey, hello, hola, hola, Blood Moon. She says Eddie is correct. We need to look out for ourselves and family first. You're retweeting me as well. You're posting me as well. I totally agree with you. Cristina says Hispanics aren't even united among ourselves. Oh, yes, that's true. It's because that does not work. You have to unite on certain things, on
And
the common things.
we
And
talking about uniting, like there, like I can understand if we're talking about like trading individual like ideas. That's something that I'll be down with.
that's
And we willing to build connections, but as for uniting, there's nothing to unite against.
no,
Like at the end of the day, if any of us were smart, the people that we would connect with are like or try to unite with are the people who are most powerful and in America. And like I laugh because y'all think the black community and Hispanic community thinks like, oh, I got a Spanish person in Congress that she works for white people.
exactly,
Her
exactly.
her job is not to help you. Her job is to take care of the majority of people, and that is white.
Of course, the people in power. That's something that I truly don't understand in the US, in this YouTube sphere. I'm like, people are so confused. People are so distracted. How come? Political power stems from economical power, influential power, intellectual power. And you, as Hispanics in the US, Latin Americans in the US, and Black Americans, you don't have that power and that influence. Actually, you should unite with white people if you look at it strategically. You
And
know,
you don't even have to. I'm just saying this. You don't even have to unite. You just take the benefits. Just take the benefits of what they're putting out. Y'all not even willing to do that. Y'all so focused on this fake ass racism that's happening. But yeah, when there's something out there for everybody, y'all should just emulate the way the people who are allegedly oppressing you are moving. So
exactly.
like,
Copy what they're doing. Learn from what they're doing. It's not because white people do something, do X, that it's bad. You should learn from it, copy it, and move on. Also, it's like, come on, people who are not in power, poor people or whatever, you cannot. Okay, if you unite, you can have a loud voice, but that's it. You do not have the power. You cannot pressure them. You cannot pressure them. That system is built on them, for them. And they are the ones that decide. When you have enough economical power, because it's always like that, then you can sit on the table, around the table, and discuss. Also, people are trying their, this young, it's natural when you're young, you're very revolutionary, you think you're going to change the world and all that stuff. That's beautiful, but they have to think and know they cannot change the game from the outside. That game is set, the rules are set and are very strict. You have to be in there for a long, very long period of time, not only one person, enough person playing that game, and then little by little changing the rules. You cannot go in someone's house, even if Americans, Black Americans have been there for 500 years. You cannot change the rules that were already there. You cannot come into my house and say, I want the keys there on your left side instead of on the right side. I want you to serve me that kind of meal instead of that kind of meal. You know what I mean? So, and also, um, yes, concerning the Latin Americans and their votings, yeah, of course, it depends of which kind of Latin Americans, or in Miami, their socioeconomical status and all that stuff. However, I find it very pitiful that in the US, people were shaming the Trump voters. I
mhm.
am like, come on, it's a democracy. They have their right, their constitutional right to vote for whoever they want.
and they were voting for their best interest. What we yo, this is the thing that drives me crazy about this
Mhm.
is that like I hate it because we have so many like social. So what do you call these little these fake revolutionary warriors who like are trying to pressure
Social justice warriors.
social justice warriors who coming out here and y'all shaming people. Understand your jobs. If you're not in a place of power, your job is only to take care of yourself and your family. So when
Exactly.
I vote or when I do anything that the government is provided for me, it's going to be in my best interest. And that may sound selfish, but at the end of the day, those how am I supposed to first like look at the like if you look at any community, if you look
Mhm.
at any community that has a majority of Hispanic or African Americans, and I'm going to be like a little real.
Go ahead.
That has a majority of African Americans and Latino people. Like most of the things that go on in those communities that are horrible, which because you know they have their own businesses and all that that's done by all their own people. So now you telling me that I have to look in your best interest and y'all don't even have community, y'all can't even take care of the community that you're in. Harlem is a perfect example of that. Harlem used to be ran by Latin and Black people. That was the most biggest, smartest unity, right?
Harlem, yeah.
Instead of holding on to that and like keeping that and like really uniting it and like building in it, what y'all did, the first thing y'all do is y'all sold it to the white people that y'all said is oppressing y'all. So now your house that was now work, now the white man then came in and oppressed you. That house that he sold to you, which is $1 million, he's gonna sell it for 14 million because he outplayed you.
Mhm.
So when you talk about when we talk about these systems and this unity, it's not adding up because they say they want change and they say they want all these differences, but then they run into the same people who they say are oppressing them.
Yeah, I'm going to be like truly, truly real right now as well. It's like people are talking about the oppressive white man, white supremacy, and all that stuff. But hey, Hispanics and blacks in the US, you do not need no white man to oppress you. You're doing it yourself. You're the ones in your neighborhood, not all of you, of course, but you're the ones that are not going to school, that are failing in school. You're the ones getting pregnant at 50 years old. You're the ones at 25 years old with three different baby daddies. You're the ones selling drugs in your neighborhoods. You're the ones living the entertainment world. You're living it out. Like everybody looks at rap and ratchetness as entertainment. Ha ha ha, funny, cool, whatever. Okay, now I continue with my life. You are the ones. You are the one living it out. You are the one, you see, I don't know, this guy from my time, 50 Cent. Oh my gosh, I want to be like 50 Cent. I want to be shot 10 times. I'm a thug, whatever. You are that stupid one, not a white man. You're doing it yourself. The white man doesn't need to oppress you because you're doing it yourself. You're the one stealing from another Hispanic, from another black person. You're the one shooting in schools. You're the one doing all that BS, not white people. So,
They're not even taking the advice that they said that they're gonna. Oh, you want to be like 50 Cent? The first thing that 50 Cent did when he got rich is separate himself from the black community. When he did, that's the first thing he did. It was got him around some white people, and he never looked back ever since. He don't even fuck with his own son. Like that, yeah, like I don't understand that the reality of like how this world works and how what needs to happen to make change.
so
Like
they're not in this unification, whatever the name is, play and distraction. They got success. They got the money and they ran. They were like, I'm looking at myself. I'm taking self. I'm taking care of at myself. Community, yeah. Take care. Bye bye.
like how y'all want like y'all think when is the last time y'all seen these rappers or artists even come spend money in y'all neighborhoods? They get their mansions, they run from y'all, and they never look back. The closest thing they'll come to see you is they'll come to a strip club and not even they'll spend money at one strip club and then you won't see them for another year. Like this is crazy. But La Princess, you unmuted, so I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with everything. And last time, well, he's half African, but last time a black person tried to build up the community, he got shot and he's dead now. So yeah, many choose to, build wealth and then they just leave and
Yeah,
leave, the community destroyed and
yeah,
in a mess. They don't do anything because they know even if they try, they get killed. So like, what do?
That's
You
a
have to leave.
when you look at like the real person who actually could have made a difference, Malcolm X, who was ready to ride or die to make change. Who shot him? And people are always like, well, the white man paid the black man to shoot him. No, at the end of the day, a black man shot him. It don't matter. It don't matter. Those men chose to take the money and they shot him at the end of the day. I don't care what money it came from. It was still a black man who did that. A man to make change. So you expect me to be in this fake unity of or try to even I don't even try to build with other black people. Like, so what makes you think I'm gonna try to build with Latin people? I'm sorry. I'm not
no,
trying to be rude or
no,
nasty.
no, go ahead. That's true.
And
We can
and
all be friends, and as I said, you can fight together for the basic human rights. But come on, we all have an agenda. When our own priorities and interests come, on light and shine, we will be enemies.
and I'm gonna keep it real. Like even if I was to unite, if I do unite, the type of Latin people that I'm gonna unite with won't be the type of Latino people that y'all going to be that y'all want me to unite with, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to separate myself from that nasty stigma of of just not being able to do anything or not be able to provide for a family. Like that needs to end. And the more people focus on themselves, the more people will get done.
Yeah, of course. And that's exactly what you said that the rappers do. Once they have success, they have to leave the hood or their neighborhood because everyone is going to ask money or they're going to be jealous and steal their stuff. That's not a white man doing that. And two, those rappers, their public, their main target, or no, not their main target, the ones that truly support them, buying their music and all that stuff, are white kids, white teenage kids from all over the world, but they don't emulate that. They see that as entertainment. That is my problem with Black and Hispanic kids all over the world. Like, can't you see that that is just entertainment? And you're leaving that out. You're feeling that. You're seeing yourself projected, in whoever rapper it be, like the man from Offset or whoever the name is. And why do Chinese, Arabs, everybody loves that. Everybody, but they don't emulate that. They know that's entertainment. They know that's distraction, but we want to emulate that. And then they want to smoke herbs. I will say herbs because I don't know if I can say the word. They smoke herbs and all that stuff. Like, white kids do it too, but not all the time. When I was in college, a lot of kids, white students did that even during exams, but they did one or something, like very balanced, a very balanced lifestyle. But no, the minorities, they have to live it out. They have to go to the fullest. I just don't know. And what Blood Moon says exactly, uniting to who and how and why, because we all again have different agendas, and like fighting the system is goddamn stupid. What those rappers do and understand is like, okay, I have to be there in the system because I understand that I am an entertainment. They see me as an entertainment. While they see me as an entertainment, I'm going to make my money, capitalize on it, monetize it, and that's it. But I mean that we minorities, we think that being broke and broke cannot build together.
And
That
let's
broke. Mhm.
let's say Offset wanted to bust a cap in somebody, or 50 Cent want to bust a cap in somebody. At the end of the day, they're millionaires, so they have money to afford lawyers to make sure that they get out of those situations. Like,
Mhm.
y'all don't got that. Y'all don't even send y'all kids to school for those things. Yet you shame them, but you celebrate. You celebrate you don't take pride in your kids. Like I was talking about this with a friend of mine. Like how when kids try to say that they want to be entrepreneurs, right?
Mhm.
Minority parents will shame them, but they'll congratulate them for working at Amazon. The same system that they say is oppressive. I'm like, I don't get it. Like it's crazy.
They have to build businesses, small businesses, big businesses, whatever business, that you're contributing. People will see you differently because there is a different type of, when you're an immigrant, at least here, when you're an employee, it's different than when you're an entrepreneur. That's why even when you're migrating and you're going to invest in a country, all the paper stuff is easier. Because they see you as an added value, not as an expense. But anyways, what you said again about rappers or entertainers in general, they leave the hood, and it's true. Their kids are in the best schools, in private schools. They go to the best universities or colleges. They travel the world. They have lawyers. They have everything. So when people, oh my gosh, are copying the entertainment side of their lives, they're not realizing that they're being stupid. Those people's lives, their grandchildren's lives, is already resolved. When you're copying Cardi B's or whoever the star may be, Nicki Minaj wretchedness, you are harming your own reputation as a woman, not hers. She's making a lot of million of money. She's living, in a mansion. Her life and everything is already resolved. Oh, Radical Latino, he's here. Ay, 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 ay. Ñañito, welcome, Ñaño.
Hey, so
Yeah.
what's the topic is the myth of Black and Latin
Yes,
unity?
we're debunking the myth of Black and Hispanic unity. Everyone is for itself. You're for
So I'm gonna ask, is it something that people are against, or you're saying that it never existed?
I am against. It never existed, and it will never exist. Because you uniting for what? Why? What's the reason?
So
What's the
so
outcome?
okay, so
Yeah.
why are you against it?
Because it leads nowhere. Everybody has its own agenda, its own interest, and we also have different values. And cuando llegue el momento, like everyone will split. We can unite for for human rights, access to this, not non-violation of that, blah blah blah. But when it comes to for example, there might be a law to have X amount of represents of minorities. Then the Black community in the U.S. will say we want 5. The Latinos will say no, we're more than you. We want 6, and all that stuff. It's too much. Even in the media, like when Zoe Saldana played Nina Simone, then she was not Black. She was Dominican. She was Latina. She was Hispanic. She was whatever. So, and those are just minor examples. The thing is that I don't think it will work. It can work because the interests are very different. You are on your own. You cannot be powerless with powerless. O sea, miseria no puede estar con miseria. You cannot be, you have to copy from the ones that have the power and follow copy what they're doing it better, because they are the ones who set created the game and created the rules. You cannot break them from the outside. You know what I mean? Weak and weak is not plus against really strong. Go ahead.
The thing is that the examples that you gave were examples of tribalism. Latinos have tribalism issues all throughout Latin America. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything that
It's not I wouldn't say an
Black,
issue.
that doesn't mean anything that Black and Latin people can't unite. The fact is that certain people think that uniting means that one group is going to get way more than another group, and that's not what the definition or the mission should be for uniting. The thing is that Latin people suffer the same consequences that Black people suffer, and it's called white supremacy. Call it whatever you want, have whatever the definition that you want to have it. Talking about we don't have a victim mentality, whatever it is, but we could definitely go through a whole line of examples of Latin people getting discriminated on from the dominant society that will victimize our rights. The same thing that black people were going through. The same way how black people throughout history. I'm just talking about it in a historical American sense. I'm not talking about Europe. I'm talking about America, and I've always talked about America. The fact that Latin people were being hung the same way how black people were being hung in America is an issue and something that we should definitely not ignore, and also point out and say, listen, we have the same issue. In New York, we were also being stopped and frisked at the same rate. So thing is, it doesn't really matter how well we're going to get these rights. Well, we're going to get all these other rights. People over here are going to get 5% more. No, it has nothing to do with that. The fact that we all need to be treated equal under the same constitutional law is the thing that we should be fighting for. That's it.
Of course. And how are you going to overthrow the white supremacy system?
By producing justice, and by putting people who have the same mindset in these political power structures to produce justice. For example, in California right now, there's a white Cuban that actually became DA, and now he's saying that he's going to dismantle a bunch of white supremacist laws that they enacted. For example, he's dismantling the gang injunction law, which is a good thing. Another thing that he's dismantling is making 16-year-olds in the justice system tried as adults. That's another good thing. Something else that he's dismantling is a 3-strike death penalty laws in California. He's dismantling everything. So these are examples of people who rock the boat, who have the same mindset. For example, AOC is another Latina who's up in there rocking the boat and actually doing some big changes. So these are the things that we should be putting in place and we should be talking about, because all these other Latinos and black people are actually doing these type of things. Maxine Waters is another one that actually did a couple of things in California to help the black people there in her community. So that's one solution.
Okay, but don't you think?
Hold on, can I just chime in for a second?
So, let me say something real quick. Let me just say this. I feel like the people that should be dedicated to doing that should be the people that have the free time to do it. It shouldn't be the people that are in poverty. It's a waste of time for people that are in poverty. The people that have a lot of leisure time and free time should be doing that, because I see too commonly the ones that are in the protests and doing all this fighting for justice and social justice warriors are usually the people that have nothing to speak for. They can't buy any land, they can't do nothing for their family financially. All they could do is go outside and argue and
Crazy
complain
book.
about policies. I feel like the real power comes in building up families financially, and then have other people that have the time work with politics and everything. I don't think the majority should be focused on that, because they're not gonna get anywhere. They're wasting their time. If not, like I don't understand, bro. Like the world is not a fair place. There's always gonna be someone at the bottom, and right now we're at the people are at the bottom, but we in America, we live in a place where anyone can make it. And I look at myself and I tell now, before I used to be like, oh yeah, black power and Hispanic people, right? And I used to think like this, not even like about a year ago, maybe, or maybe like 2 years ago. And then as I started changing and adapting, I was like, hold on, this shit ain't conducive. This is making me actual loser, because I am so associating myself with being a victim. Let me not say that word, because I feel like it triggers people. Once you think that you are nothing, you start acting like you're nothing. Like you start acting like you're not as valuable. How dare I? I mean, I don't have the balls, no tengo los cojones, to act like I'm suffering when my cousins came here at 13 years old years old. They knew no English. They came here in bilingual class, and they're doing great. They're doing better than me. They're a little older than me, but they're doing better than me. And how can I tell myself, oh, we Latinos, we what? My cousins came here at 13, doing better than what I'm doing right now. So
Mhm.
the problem is the mentality of the people more than anything. Yeah, is the power structure fucked up? Yeah, but more than anything, I mean, what can we say about the poor white people? I mean, is that what are we actually attacking? Are we attacking? We have to attack one thing at a time. Is it capitalism? Is it getting arrested? Is it like we have to pinpoint the main issue? We can't just go all over the place because they're not just gonna. Everyone's not gonna say, okay, well, black people don't got it like us, or Hispanics don't got it like us. Let's all make it fair. No one is gonna care to cater to other people. That's not how the world works. And at the young age of 28 years old, I've realized no one cares about no one else's problems. You have to fix your own problems. I know it sounds very insensitive, but I feel like I'm being kind of realistic.
So when you look at the history of this big bad white supremacy that we talk about, right? That I will say that is not a huge issue in society right now, even though we have systemic problems that disproportionately we know affect Black and Latino people. It's just weird that it doesn't affect Black and Latino people who come from different countries as immigrants here, different. But that's a different story. When you look at the history of white supremacy, Black and brown unity didn't change these white supremacists. This white supremacist ideology. It was the unity that we had with white people. So and I know that we want to take credit for it. That's great, but at the end of the day, if white people still wanted us to be hanging from trees, we still would be. So I know, and you can look at we can take note to when for every law that you give me that one Black or Latino person got into office who changed. I can give you a white person who I can give you 10 laws that white people have done to fight this system that we have going on. So when we're talking about just putting people of office just of color, like that's not the reality of it, because at the end of the day, she's still
Eddie,
working.
that
Hold on,
Eddie,
let
that
me finish. Let me
Eddie.
finish. Let me
Okay, go
finish.
ahead.
Um, those people are still working for white supremacists. So at the end of the day, it's not or this white supremacy system. So I get that. You can even see it now during this pandemic, how a lot of those radical progressive leaders have went from saying, oh, here we need to do this, we need to do that, we need Medicare for all, to now saying, to breaking down just like every other politician does when they come in strong, to saying, well, guys, we should just accept the $600. Like, no, like you can't say, like, you can't come into office saying that you're going to do one thing and expect for us not to hold you accountable and then start blaming the system. You made promises to your community, right? That you were going to do something and that you were going to stay in that point of view. So now you coming up in here and you telling me the same shit that these white people have been telling me for years when I didn't get my way. You doing the same thing and you're Black and brown. You don't get to do that.
What I was
Something.
what I was gonna say, Eddie, is um you're right, but I think you're conflating the two things. Um having white allies, it's part of the solution. That's not an issue, because when white allies come into the fight and they actually come in and start, adopt putting in laws or affecting laws or even influencing certain laws or certain changes that will benefit us, they obviously become targets within the white power structure. The white allies is definitely something that we should, definitely try to have. And there's definitely a lot of white, allies around here. Are they hard to find? Yes. Should we vet them? Of course. But, obviously we need, white allies, because the thing is, when we vote for certain individuals who are, Black and Latin, and they end up becoming mascots or puppets for white supremacy, that's been a trick that's been given and done to us for centuries and centuries and centuries. So obviously, I'm not saying that we should definitely not have white allies and dismiss all the Black and brown allies. You know what I mean? Or Black and brown people that's trying to help out. Not saying that. What I'm saying is we got to really look at whoever we're putting in positions of power voting, and what are they doing for us, specifically, before we even cast our ballots in. For example, Kamala Harris, she's a Indian, Asian, whatever woman, but yet she was extremely detrimental to the Black and Latin community, and she's nowhere near white, but she did, power and influence and became a puppet for white supremacy, So I understand there's multiple examples of non-white people still going up and, doing the bid for white supremacy. I totally get it. You know what I mean? But saying that it's the Black and Latin unity is a myth, that's completely false. Were there historical situations where Black and Latin people fought? Yeah, there's plenty of situations. There's plenty of situations where Latin people actually helped out Black people and vice versa. The thing is that we're confusing and not understanding what white supremacy is. White supremacy has multiple facets and multiple entry points that affects us every single day. When you don't understand what white supremacy is, everything else will confuse you. That's what Nelly Fuller said. Just to piggyback on what Fighter was talking about, when immigrants come into this country, they're already coming in with a certain percentage of privilege automatically off the bat. And I've said this plenty of times, and I know that people hate to hear this, but Latin people do have privilege, even the dark ones. So the fact that certain people go like, oh well, can you point out the privilege and all that? That's a straw man argument. The fact is that that's a fact, and that is 100% true. You know what I'm saying? So
Africans do too.
The Africans do too, yeah, because Black Americans are at the bottom. They're at the bottom, and everybody else is above. So
wait. So hold on.
Wait. Hold on, because I'm about to leave. So the thing is that we got to understand the different facets of white supremacy and how it affects us each and every day as a whole. I know the new talking point right now between Fighter and Paola and everybody else is talking about, well, if you have a victim mentality, this won't affect you. That does not make any type of sense, because
no.
wait, let me
You
talk.
just said
Let
wrong.
me wait. Let me talk.
You made no sense.
That doesn't make any type of sense, because yesterday nobody had a victim mentality in that panel, Fighter, but yet we were called niggers and spics, right? So when
how did I react to it?
when people walk around
I don't care. No.
when people walk around not having a victim mentality, and they still get victimized, and you shame these people for calling out the victimization, that's a scare tactic. That's how I see it. I see it. I am not done. That's the way I see it. I see that when people call out other facets of victimization, they get shamed by other people who look like us, saying, "Oh, that's a victim mentality." That's scary.
Okay, let me say something.
The way I see it is scared nigga talk.
That's
Eddie,
the way I see it.
The way I see it is.
No, I was there too.
The way I see it is that people are scared to point out and call out white supremacy by its real name, and they just start giving excuses. Well, you're just, that's victim mentality. Oh, you probably did something.
Scared.
Oh, probably you had a bad day. You probably recreated the events differently in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Your dichotomy is off. You're
being
very extreme. You're being very extreme.
Wait, hold on. That's why I'm called radical, right? So
no. That's not an excuse.
Hold on, I'm not done. I am not done.
That is not. But that's not an excuse. Hold on.
I am not done.
You're making no sense.
Fighter, relax. So when we have individuals that look like us saying that we have victim mentalities. And look, I have a diploma and I'm good, but yet they got denied multiple times from multiple jobs. And they just say, oh, probably because I don't have experience. In reality, no, that wasn't the case. Don't say that you don't have a victim mentality because you're being victimized. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Please let me say this. Please, before I lose this thought, please let me say this. Okay, hold on. So you're telling me that because I didn't get mad because he was saying nigga and spick, that means that I was making an excuse for him? That's what you're saying.
I never said that.
Then no, because that's the comparison you made.
I never said you getting mad, not getting mad. I never said that.
Oh, okay.
Focus on what I said, not what you interpret.
No, Nikki, you literally said, that if listen, the dude came on there and said nigger and spick. Like, all right, the dude is talking shit online. What am I supposed to do?
Y'all gave him. Can I?
Hold on. No, what you want me to say?
You're missing my point because you're interpreting
Radical. Let me talk. Radical.
You're interpreting it a different way, bro.
Radical. Let me talk. Yeah, yesterday when he came on and he said all that, you got so agitated. I can hear it in your voice. You were like, oh, you think that?
No, wait, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. No, wait. No, hold on.
Let me speak.
No, I wasn't. Because I found that shit hilarious, and I even changed my name. You know that. I started getting pissed off when somebody else came. I started getting pissed off when somebody else came on.
Okay, all right. Anyways, listen, whatever.
Okay.
If somebody listen. If somebody calls you a spick, I know you get agitated. Like I know you do.
Does that mean I had a victim mentality?
I know. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That means I had a victim mentality.
You know why? Listen,
even before I was called that.
People do it with a purpose.
No, wait. I had a victim mentality before he called me
that. Listen, why? You want to know why?
They want to provoke you.
Yeah, please tell me why.
You cannot be anyone's target. If they can
tell me why.
Okay. Let me do it like this. Listen, if someone can manipulate your reaction with words, how you feel emotionally, they're controlling your mind.
Mm-hmm.
They are controlling you with words. They are literally controlling your actions and your behavior.
Okay, so you're saying that I got mad,
and I'm not saying that.
Wait. You're saying that I got mad when he said that and I started bugging out.
I can tell by your speech because you were
my speech changed. My speech changed.
You were very serious.
My speech changed. No, hold up. We got to be real now. My speech changed when who came on?
When the other guy came on because the other guy had left. You went there.
My speech changed, fighter. When who came on?
When the other guy came in.
That fake Canadian Jamaican dude, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Wait.
And he was trolling.
Wait a minute.
He was trolling. No, nigga, you're not even let me talk. Yo, he was trolling you, and you were feeding into it.
No. He wasn't trolling because he's not the one that said it. The white guy said it and he left. I didn't get mad. I didn't say, "Oh my God, what the hell?" All I said was like, "Oh shit, this is funny." Everybody, including you, said, "Oh damn, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? So
I wasn't expecting.
I didn't get mad.
You're acting emotional right now, bro.
I didn't get mad because you're changing the narrative. I didn't get mad. I just found it hilarious because I know how most of these people think. And these white folks could go in and out of white supremacy whenever they want to.
Who cares?
So that's the reason why I started laughing. I was like, oh shit, I even changed my name on your live. You saw that, and I found that shit hilarious, and I'm turned it into a joke. Did I not?
Look how you're acting right now.
Did I not? Don't deflect, fighter, mira, don't deflect. Did I change my name? Did I change my name? Yes or no?
Yes.
What did I change my name? What did I change my name to?
Speak or something like that. Speak something.
No, I said no. What I changed my name to?
L Spick or some shit like that.
No, I changed my name to Radical Spake. Did I not?
I just said that.
Muy bien,
Oh
muy
my
bien.
god.
Did I not? Okay,
You're
so
doing-
wait. So
Oh,
I was still
shit.
wait. Hold on. The
All right.
fact that I changed
I'm
my
gonna mute
name,
myself.
the fact that I changed my name, still you say I got emotional. Make it make sense, fighter.
That reacting is an emotion. When you change your name, you got a reaction from him. He got a reaction from you.
You know what? You know what? You absolutely right, because I think we got two definitions of victim mentality. So when somebody calls you a faggot, you shouldn't be getting mad, right?
No, I don't. When do
You
I?
cannot
Yeah,
react.
because yes, you do. There's plenty of lies when people
When
call
can
you
you-
the F slur. Come on,
Hold up. This is why. I
Let's go.
come on
We
live.
have to keep it real. The
I don't
thing
come
is,
on
we're not
live
having a
because
real
at the end of the
conversation.
day, I'll see it. You see it, and this is why we cannot have black and brown unity. This whole thing just proved the point. You see, we can't even have a
No,
specific.
you're absolutely right, because there's a bunch
So,
of coons out
I
here
prove-
talking that
I
bullshit,
prove-
saying, "Oh, you got a victim mentality and all this other stuff."
going
You're
to-
right. We don't.
Wait,
You
señores,
don't need black. You're actually
señores,
right. We don't
señores.
need black and brown
Orden,
unity with coons.
por
You're
favor.
absolutely right. We need to
Señores,
all have the same
wait,
mentality and get in
wait.
one group, because y'all people be on some wild
Oh,
shit.
look at that. That's white supremacy language. He's saying y'all people, but he.
Y'all people, y'all coons. You're right. Y'all coons. Yup. Y'all coons. Yup. 100% right. Y'all coons. Yup.
Paula, can I?
Because you're the same one that be
Señores,
calling
espérense
black
un
people
momento.
niggers. Come on, bro.
Yep, I do.
Come on, bro. Who the fuck you
Can I-
talking to? Come
I
on,
call them
dude.
all.
Oh
Come
my
on, dude. Let's not
god.
be fake, bro.
Please.
Come on.
Please, vamos a ser cortés, vamos a elevar la conversación, que es
All right,
importante.
please. All right, can I speak?
I agree.
I'll see y'all later.
I totally agree with Blood Moon. Me leíste el pensamiento, and it is. She says the same as me. My reaction is not caring unless they put their hands on me. I know they probably have it worse than me. Exactly. Those people that provoke you, they know they are provoking you. They want to provoke you. It's like when you're dándole cuerda, you want to provoke them. So when when your reaction is a bit agitated or whatever, you pay attention to it, you are losing. You cannot let that move you. They lose. It's like when Christina is having her live or whoever, and people are trolling. Whatever. You just like, okay, here we go again, whatever. Unless they put their hands on you, on your family or your
Paola,
friends.
can I ask you something?
Yeah, but
Paola, can I ask you something? It's a question.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Nigga, hold on, nah,
When-
Radical, nah, man, you
wait,
talking a
wait,
lot.
wait,
Nah, nigga,
hold
nah,
on,
nigga, get the
hold
fuck
on,
out of here.
hold
Nah,
on,
you
hold on.
talking
I'm
Radical,
talking to
talking
her.
to
Yo, chill out. I'm talking
You
to
been
her.
talking, my nigga. You been
I'm
talking
talking
to
to her. I'm talking to her. I'm about to leave, bro. Relax.
Holy
And y'all
shit.
can have this whole thing. You had 24 hours to go. Relax.
No.
What?
Paola.
No, that has nothing to
Let me
do.
ask you. Paola, let me ask you.
That has nothing to do with this.
Paola, let me ask you.
Father, el ñaño. Dime,
Paola,
ñaño.
let me ask you.
Yes.
When a individual from the dominant society, right?
Dominance.
Dominant society
Sí.
thinks
Yeah.
that you're less than this person, right?
Who cares?
Less than himself. He sees you
Especially
as
when people in your
He
community.
he sees you as inferior. He calls you spick and all of that in his mind.
I don't
Right?
care. I don't care.
Right? And then denies you the opportunity for employment. Was that still a victim mentality?
No, it's not a victim mentality, but
were you still victimized?
Yes, you would be victimized, but the thing is that cannot stop you. You have to shake that.
Who's saying that'll stop you? Nobody's saying that.
You have to shake
nobody,
it off.
Paola, nobody's saying that it's
I
stopping
would
you.
have to go to 10 solicitations. Come on, it's no, the minorities don't have powers and that we have it harder.
Paola, no one is saying that it's stopping you. I never once said being victimized is stopping you from something. I never said that. And don't try to change the narrative. It's very simple. It's very simple. When somebody in the dominant society has these type of ideologies and they're in a position of power, they will affect you just because you're calling or whatever and giving little dumbass excuses like it's not stopping. Who's saying it's stopping you? You could go to 10 different jobs and they will still deny you because they have that same mentality. It's not stopping you. It's not stopping you from going to another job.
You cannot change that unless you make your
It's not
own
happening. It's
decision.
against the law.
You
Wait,
are
hold on.
employed.
Wait, Paola. Wait. What did you just say?
So
It's
so he
not,
wants
No.
to talk
Let her
the whole
talk.
time.
Let her
No,
talk.
but you want
Paola,
to talk. No,
what did you say?
so you're running the conversation
Wait,
here.
Paola said something very important. What did you say?
This nigga.
Fact
So
of the
then you can talk
matter
after.
is,
Paola, what did you say?
amor. The fact of the matter is, you cannot stop being victimized because victimization will not change anything. You have just to continue. You're victimized, of course, that's general knowledge. All minorities are victimized because all
So
minorities are
calling it
seen
out,
as less
Why am I
than.
shamed? Why am I shamed for calling it out?
No. You can't call it out, but it will not change it. You can call, of course, that's your
What?
right.
No,
The thing
you guys telling me that I got a victim mentality.
calling it out will not
I'm
resolve
calling it out. I'm just
anything.
saying.
But we
This is
talk
what it
is
is.
economical and political power. Calling things out do not change anything because if calling things out would work, the world would be very different now. Calling it out does not work, and when you call it out, it maybe works when those people in power
What will
are
work
the ones
then?
who want to change.
Paola, what will work?
Hmm?
What will work then?
well,
Not complaining about it.
Paola,
Little
what will
girl.
work?
Stronger, changing your reputation because they think that way about us is because we have earned it. We are responsible for it. Because I feel
Whoa, wait. Hold up. Whoa. Wait a minute.
You radical.
Why
Wait a minute. So
other people
how
have
come the
Other people have
Christians
to
do not
talk,
have
man.
the same reputations that we have? It's because they have worked
wait a
harder than us.
minute.
Yo, take radical out. Take radical out.
Hold on, Paola. So that means you earn being low IQ. You earned being low IQ, Paola.
¿Utiliza amor?
You earned being low IQ, Paola.
But she's
You
not
earned
low
that?
IQ.
No IQ at
She's not low
all.
IQ.
Are you?
However,
Did you earn that?
as the people,
Did you earn that?
nobody's low IQ on his panel.
You earned being low IQ, Paola. Come
She's not
on
low
now.
IQ.
no IQ
Nobody
at all.
low IQ here.
Your IQ is something that's
Wait.
developed.
So you earn being victimized, Paola? Come on now.
That's not earning. It's just the way it is.
Come on, yo, Paola,
It's just
you
the way it
jumped
is.
out the window with that one. I have
the
no
way
idea.
Okay.
So we
Hey,
earned
you gotta take
these
radical out.
stereotypes. We
You gotta
earned
move
this
radical.
shit.
He's not letting nobody talk. He's not letting
Whoa.
nobody
All
talk.
right, I'm
Man.
out, man.
Yeah, you gotta get out of here.
Ahora.
Damn, but
I was going to-
yo, that's like that show. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
No, but fighter, can I just say this really quick?
Yes,
So
definitely.
let me just jump on. No, I just can't I can't have the back and forth because I hate the white supremacy talk because we spent like 30 minutes talking about white supremacy. So I do want to address the live. So when that guy did come in, fighter, did I not specifically say that he had like that guy was a fucking weirdo and that we should not be in there? Is because I knew he was off. So y'all decided to let him on and fighter. Like I know you were trolling, so I'll give you that. But he stayed on the live for 2 hours and talked to a whole bunch of people. So at the end of the day, we had a victim mentality because we knew the nigga was a problem, but we still allowed to listen to him. And then at the end of the day, he showed himself. We all knew he was screwed up when he came in. And then for Blood Moon to address what you have, you said that you would need half of Congress members to make change. No, we have a whole Black caucus of people who are just made up of Latino and Black people to fight our issues, and they're still not doing anything. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna address Radical trying to come from my character. At the end of the day, understand, like, I don't get pissed off. Like, and fighter, I'm on your live all the time where people, first of all, nobody ever called me a faggot. That's one. And then two, like, people try to attack my sexuality and we troll back and forth because I find it funny. Like, I'm not having sex with these dudes. I'm not worried about, like, they're not paying my bills. They're not doing anything for me. Somebody can call me a nigga right now. If you're not affecting my pockets, if you're not doing anything crazy for me, like, or it's not like whatever, like, it is what it is. And like, this is a perfect example. Like, we're all on this panel and we're all educated people. We found each other and we're using each other to, like, you know, build a platform. So like, when you can't say that, like, and YouTube is free. So and let's say that, like, you know, like, perfect example, people love that ratchet shit, right? And there's a whole bunch of people who started out in the 50 Cent world. You think that of all those men who came up on YouTube and made it a platform, people wouldn't watch? They watch 50 Cent. Why do you think they want to watch them? So and these are free resources they have, free. So for us to sit up here and say like that it's all white supremacy and all this other stuff, and we get all these politicians, we've been doing the same thing for years, and nothing has changed drastically. Like nothing has changed. The only thing that we can do is we can share water fountain and spaces. Like at the end of the day, which our government and all this other stuff, like it's not going to work out. But that's all I have.
All right. So what I want to say, well, my problem with Radical, the way he talks, listen, I used to think like that, you know, years ago, but I was always more on of an extremist.
Radical can't run for office because he's too emotional.
He's way too emotional.
He would be an excellent populist. You know, he would
Yeah,
be.
yeah. He's way too emotional, and it's not coming. He's not coming from the warrior standpoint with like an AR-15 and with a black fist and an afro and all that, right? He's more on the where everybody holding hands with signs and blocking the street. Like, bruh, if you really want to do something, bruh, like you gotta get, first of all, you gotta get money, you gotta get capital, you have to own land, and you gotta get like a group of people, huge group of people down with the same cause, but very aggressive. Actually, people that are scared of you. Like, wow, these people mean business here. Like that's why the black people, like the Black Panthers and all that, was dismantled. I'm saying, like, the shit that Radical promotes is like Black Lives Matters. It's so like soft and gentle. It's like a butterfly. Like no one looks at them like a threat.
Those things are just words and protests.
Yeah.
That can change something, but not in the long run. You know, we all got the emails from all the companies of the world. Yes, we stand with Black Lives Matter. Blah 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 blah.
Like listen. If I'm an immigrant, let me tell you this. If I'm an immigrant from any country and I come here, the last thing I'm thinking about is, oh, there's social injustice here. I just came here to get some money and build my family up. Do you think I'm worried about, oh well, I can't marry such and such if I don't, like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Like like, yo, listen, this is my problem, bro. We have to change the mentality because the situation we're under, everyone here knows that they put immigrants and black people under under a certain level. They say or they think we're less than. Cool. I don't think so. I think I'm the best out here. So I'm going to grind to be the best. That's my mentality. And I feel bad for people that don't think like me.
Are you going to grind or are you grinding?
No, oh no, I'm grinding, but I'm grinding to get where I want to get.
Okay.
And I'm always gonna grind. I'm always gonna work.
Amen.
To be what I want to be.
Do that.
So I can't. I don't have time to complain about the way things are. The best thing, it's not productive.
And he keeps bringing up. He keeps bringing up these like these Latin and black candidates and that are in office in Congress. Yo, AOC just told y'all to accept $600, $600 for the whole year. This is the same woman that y'all think is going to change racial justice for y'all. She told y'all to accept $600.
Yo, the race is holding people back.
Yeah, people need to think in agendas. It's politics. It's about big interests, not even about the people. People are there to vote. You know, you have big corporations and the lobbyists.
And y'all here's my
tomorrow. Oh my God. Yeah, I can say that. I'm not telling him his name. A friend of my husband, marido, whatever, worked as a lobbyist. He will be home here. Of course, he cannot tell me a lot of things, but it's just like, you know, I mean, lobbying. It's not about you. It's not about us. It's about the big corporations.
You said AOC is one person.
That those people are elected there to, you know, to keep the system. Once they're there, they see the rules. They're like, okay, I pretend I'm here for you, but actually, this is my job. Come on.
You said AOC is one person. AOC is the most radical out of all those people. Everybody in Congress has the same boss that AOC has. So she is the most radical, still telling y'all to accept $600. So she's only one person, but she's the only one person who actually has her foot a little bit out. Imagine what those rest of the people are doing behind her. So like yeah like and this is just to go back to the corporations, like let's look at that. So we out here, we'll buy Gucci and Jordans and all this other stuff. Y'all wanna fight Jeff Bezos? Why y'all not buying stocks in his companies?
Exactly.
What was it, like $10 like a few years ago, or like $20 a few years ago? If every black person put up $20, we would have owned Amazon.
Exactly. Come on, invest in something.
And if those politicians were progressive and cared about you, they would have told you that's the way to fight the system, by buying stocks and owning those companies.
I'm going to tell you something as a Dominican. Sorry, Dominican Americans. I know, like, not everybody, but many I don't know how the tax systems works in the US, but I know that yearly a lot of people that have worked less or pay too much taxes, they get their tax refunds. Come on, how do you call it? ¿Cómo que dice? Comentar. There is a word that people call it, and they go to the DR and they buy themselves a new body. It's okay, I'm for it. But at the same time, sometimes I hear they get, like, a lot of money back. Not money back, but money they pay too much, like $10,000 and all that stuff. I'm always like, what? So much money? How come they don't build a business in the US or in the DR? Maybe some people do it, but I'm like, I've been many times in the US, and the nail salons are always held by Asians. Here as well, they broke the market. To do your nails, your critical nails, it was between 65 and 80 euros with Belgian people. They came here 25 euros. Okay, the quality and everything was less, but now there is a huge competition, and I'm talking only about that one example, and that's one. We are buying a lot of Gucci and Fenty and everything you want to own, and hair pieces of $1,000. But I mean, like, you're not investing in your head. You're not investing, in some passive incomes. You're not investing in business. You're not sending your child, to a language program, summer school, whatever, tech, extra school, that kind of things, that develop your community, develop you, and makes you a bit richer. And also one thing, it is I know that in New York, because because I know some people, when children, children from Latin America in some schools, maybe they arrive in New York, they have a bilingual program. What you said, Fighter Complex. I mean, that's a huge privilege. You arrive in a strange country, and you get some subjects in your own native language. I don't know if Arab kids have that.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, I didn't have that privilege here.
Right.
No one has that privilege. So you come in New York, you arrive in New York, and you go to school in Spanish? Like, that's a privilege.
Yeah, but they also have programs to teach children to learn Spanish and French. That is for free. And let's not pretend that these bilingual programs in New York are the best. Like the New York schooling system is still it's the trashiest, most segregated schooling system that we ever have, and that's a Democrat state. Just to let y'all know. So Democrats is segregating y'all. The same people that Radical just said is going to save y'all life. They run that system. So when you look at when you look at like even the schooling system, like they still have a down pack. If you go to Texas, they don't have like and these what do you call it? These Republican states, they don't have the same benefits, but the Latino and all the immigrants are still dominating. They don't have an Asian bilingual thing. It's mostly for Spanish people, but Asians are still dominating. So what's the excuse now?
Exactly. What's the excuse?
Paula, you know why this is getting me like upset? Because that if a lot of people really think like this, right? And
Mhm.
my problem is
Mhm.
I feel like, and we don't have to get all like deep into it and complex and speak on policies and numbers and statistics. Like people have to remember, life is not easy. Life is not gonna be fair. Life is tough. It just so happens that
Benito Mateo. Mhm.
we're living in a time where I guess by society, if you're not uh quite quote unquote, you ain't the shit. You're not top level.
Okay.
So my
Guys, subscribe and like, please. Sorry, continue on. Sorry.
yeah. So my problem is, why are we acting so soft and sensitive? Life is hard. Let's grind. But I gotta remember that everyone doesn't have this mentality. But I'm so glad to know that people like Eddie and people like Paula, we are like-minded, and we know that, hey, yeah, there's unfairness in the world, and yes, there's things that ain't right, but we're choosing to say, you know what, well, I'm going to be a winner. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to be a winner, and I'm going to make sure that everyone around me is going to be a winner.
And
Because
that's how we're fighting white supremacy. Just because we're not fighting white supremacy by keep bringing it up and say
right,
white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, we're choosing to not participate in it and win on our own. That's still fighting.
Yes,
Mhm, exactly.
yes,
Exactly. I'm fighting to not go with the flow. I mean, like against mariachi, contracorriente. Are you saying that against the flow, against the river? You know?
the,
Yeah, sure. I forgot the word. I'm fighting against, not fighting against the system. You go with the flow with the system a bit, but you fight against the provocation and things that are there to keep you down. And what Blood Moon says is totally truth. Asians are all about education. That's why they are making the most money, and it's true. But you know, you, we all went to school with Asians, and we all know how dedicated they are.
yeah, yeah, we do, yeah.
Their parents take their education very seriously.
Eh,
Very seriously. They monitor everything, their friends, what they do, everything. Once in college, my gosh.
Paula,
I'm going to tell a personal story.
okay,
I'm not a morning person, for education.
okay.
And I used to go at university with sometimes with a friend and a friend. She's Asian. That friend of my friend. I don't really like her, but anyways, the Asian one. And wait. The first 30 minutes, hour, I'm like more asleep. I'm watching some social media, drinking coffee, whatever. I'm like there. And she's like, Paula, you've been here an hour and you're not studying. You should go home, and shame on you because you're taking someone else's place at the library. You know how many people want to study, and you're just there on your computer, not studying. That's shameful. Blah blah blah. I was like, what the heck? What the heck are you talking about? Who are you? You're not my mom. Blah blah blah. But I knew she was right, and that's why their success is never a coincidence. They're so dedicated. They're so dedicated. And and they earn a lot of money. They have better jobs. When they are in an interview, no one thinks those Asian people are stupid.
And they used to be the most hated. Y'all forgot that they used to be the most hated in
Exactly. Oh
America.
my gosh! Thank you, Eddie, for
They were
saying
at one point they were hated more than black people.
yeah, during the Second World War. They were hated, they were shunned, they were, discriminated against. But now who dares to do that?
Even if you look at the Arabs, look at what happened at 9/11. They didn't take that, and when people started discriminating them, they started to build their own communities.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care. They have their own communities and they don't care about the world. They go with the flow. They go with the flow. They learn here, they adapt. They migrate to all the countries of the world. They provide what those people like, and they make sure that the next generation belongs to the middle class and then the upper class or something like that.
This
They're not invested in destruction and oppression and victimization. They know it's hard because we all know racism exists.
this guy
Classism exists. It's so hard. Life is just not fair. It's just, as you said, Fire. We all know that's nothing new. And of course, we can call it out and put people in their places. However, we cannot let us stop there. we need to continue, because just talking will not resolve anything. It's just, bettering our reputation, because I mean, like, how come that Asians are not do not have that reputation of being thugs, and the jails are filled with Asians and all that stuff?
And they're better fighters than we are.
No, those are the truly fighters. They're not they're not distracting and stupid things. They're just working
Is
on
this
their
guy
goal.
named Maseo? Maseo, is that his name?
Yeah, Marcel. Yeah.
And Maseo, the same when you said ESL, that same ESL that you had in the 80s is the same ESL that they're teaching right now. It's not bilingual education. We just like saying it like that now, but it's the same ESL. So that same 80s shit that y'all had is what they're giving out right now. And guess what? People are more successful. More Latin people are more successful now than before, using that same ESL that same ESL concept. So that where's the oppression? Where's the white supremacy?
I don't know what ESL is, but okay.
ESL is the bilingual education that we're talking about in New York. They call it ESL.
Okay, exactly. Come on, that's actually, they are more privileged than the rest, because the rest comes in and they have to study in English, and these ones, have the privilege to be taught in their native language. So I mean, what's the excuse? And I know that in New York, or in the American system, our children have to apply to go to certain schools, good schools. And I know that there was a good school in Manhattan that was filled with Asian kids, that they wanted more diversity. And you had also Clinton High School. I remember that was a good one. Somebody of my family studied there, I guess. That's all I remember. But there was one that I think one of my cousins applied. It was in Manhattan, and it was full with Asian kids. It was a school all about math. And I knew an international student here in Brussels when she came and she studied that high school, but I don't remember. But she was an Chinese immigrant. When she spoke English, you could still hear her, Mandarin accent. And she went to Harvard Law School. Harvard Law School. And no, that's not true. Not Harvard. Sorry, she went to Harvard to study chemistry, and then she went to NYU, New York University. Come on, I mean, like, she didn't spoke a word of English. How come they are focused and we are not? And what La Princess says, yes, education is not pushed enough. It's true. They say, okay, you have to study, whatever. But I don't think they make it clear.
I'm sorry, Miss A.O. You're right. You're right. But we're basically talking about ESL. We're not talking about bilingual. Bilingual is when they teach English kids Spanish and French. So you're right. You're right. But we're talking about ESL. We're not talking about bilingual.
Now, and this is the thing too. It's not like they're smarter than us. It's just they're more disciplined.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. You're Ming. That was a Chinese friend of mine. I asked her, how come you guys are so smart? She said, Bala, we are not smarter. We should study harder.
Look at what their parents sacrifice. They will get their last dollar for their kid. Let me tell you something. Can I tell you guys a story? I knew a lady who used to work for me, who was working 5 jobs, so her daughter can go to Juilliard.
Wow.
Right.
She used to sleep in the cafeteria, and used to beg me for hours, and used to still bust her ass off, and just for extra money so her kid could go to Juilliard. And she used to wear the same jacket. I remember for Christmas, I bought her like a new jacket, because she used to always wear the same jacket all the day. And like when I gave her this jacket, she cried. She's like, "Thank you so much. I had no money to buy a new jacket because all my money goes to her daughter going to Juilliard." Right now, her daughter is about to well, I don't know. Right, what is she doing right now? But she was doing ballet for this crazy these rich people over in England. And I was like making a whole bunch of money doing it. So like we don't have that same passion when it comes to our children. We'll celebrate, like I said before, we'll celebrate our children working at $15 an hour at Amazon. But when our children say you want to be entrepreneurs, we be like, we'll shun them down.
Yes, you don't believe in that.
We want to buy
Totally. They want us to become big
Man,
corporations. So, so oh, Maceo, Miami has bilingual education in Spanish and some Creole. Oh, in the predominant Haitian areas. Okay.
Well, that's because Miami is about to be taken over by Latino and Haitian people anyway. So to live over there, English people have to learn Spanish.
Okay. And they need to tell their kids to stay focused and to not become pregnant and hang out around wrong people. It's true. It's true. Our parents say that. I just don't know how come we just don't get it. I just don't know how come we always make the same and the same and the same wrong pronunciations.
And
I don't know.
but hold on. Even if you let's say if a child does make a mistake, right? Like
Mhm.
if a child does get pregnant or something like that, at the end of the day, even if you look at other groups, that happens too. But the way they handle it at the end of the day, it still puts look at how many white girls have children at 15, or even Asian girls who have children at 15. They still grow, Haitian people and African, they still grow up to be doctors.
Mhm.
Their family sacrifice for the greater good to do that.
It's all about education at the end of the day. Focus in education, and that's the thing. And some myths about union blacks and the oppressed groups need to unite against white supremacy because we are oppressing ourselves, even though we don't know it. Although we don't know it, they're not there suppressing us. Okay, they can oppress us when it comes to jobs and maybe loans in the US, not really here, I guess. Housing, renting housing, that kind of stuff. But actually, we have a big chunk of responsibility on that because if if you do not work on your reputation, okay. I mean, like if you as a group have a bad reputation, why? I mean, of course, we people, our brains love to put everything in category into boxes. We should not, but our brains works like that. So if they make the association. You're Dominican, you're Puerto Rican, so you are such and such and such. It's because they've seen it several times. They've heard it several times, not only once. So it's also our responsibility to change that narrative. So, we are the ones oppressing us, not white supremacy. And we would have to do the internal personal work, and then in our own family, and then in our own community. But you cannot help and save everyone. You cannot, you know, do have the same problems in your community and then expect white people to treat you better. It's impossible. It's like when you're in a plane, you take your mask, you save yourself first, and then you save somebody else. That's, yeah. La Princess says, but my mom did not play. She pushed me to do better and better and to be better. She encouraged me every day and made sure I stayed disciplined and focused. Very, very well. Hi, Maria Abreu. Welcome to this live. Welcome to this live.
Yeah, like she said, that the mom pushes her to be better, right? Only imagine, Paula or Eddie, right? If your mom or your dad tell you, oh, the white man is holding us down, he doesn't think we're smart. You know how negative that is to hear that as a child? You know how negative that would be?
Yeah.
Oh, instead, you know what our parents tell us? You can do whatever you want to do in this life. You're
Mhm.
smart. You're intelligent. Look at you. You're very smart. Look at you. That's what they
I didn't have a choice.
positive, positive, not
Mhm.
negative thinking.
Me and my siblings didn't have a choice. We were told that my mom gave us a deadline. She was like, it's either when you 18, you're gonna get a job or you're gonna go to school. That's the only way you can live in my house.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
right.
Here, Bloodman says, Bloodman, I think you're intertwined. And actually, it's like intertwined. It's just like common sense. I'd much rather have a reputation of being smart over being criminals and drug dealers. It's what I always say. I love Asian stereotypes. You're just smart. You're You should smart
Right.
everyone. And actually, come on, in the workplace, we all know those Asians in our groups are the most focused. Good morning, good morning. Coffee break. Then hey, how was your weekend? No, no, no. Working. You know, they have an excellent reputation. The thing is, when they perform like everyone else, people are in shock. Are in shock. I would love to have that reputation for us Dominicans, Latin Americans, everyone, all minorities. But of course, it has to start with yourself and your family, your cousins, your nephews. We have influence over them. Like that's they don't always listen to us, but that's the only way we're going to change that. And it is with the next generation, ourselves and the next generation, not with the white people in Congress, not with the white people in power. They're worried about other things. Why would they? It's up to us to change that. That's the and thing. Yeah, people in politics, come on, they have too much interest to represent and to work for, and not for our reputation.
And they don't work for us. They work for the people. The only thing they can do is say yes or no, and yes or no doesn't even count because they're against about 200 other people in the room.
Exactly. Come on, they're not even. Oh my gosh, yo no pudiera hablar, pero en fin. The thing is, like, they're not there for you. You are on your own. You're on your own and take. Come on, even in the U.S., the most powerful country of the world, por Dios, being there is hard, but it's already a privilege. You cannot afford yourself, you know, to perform less. If, even certainly not when you go to school, when you arrive there and you can get schooled in your own language.
And you know what? This I kind of realized that this has got to be my last time ever talking about white supremacism, because the conversation is so draining, and like people don't understand. Like you connect that to yourself,
Yeah.
like when I swear I never had anybody look at me racially differently until I started marching with Black Lives Matter.
Mm.
Until that moment happened, like people were like more like weird to say things to me, or people were like scared to like, and you know me, like y'all we don't know each other in person, but we talk a lot, and we know we're not timid people. Like we can talk, like I swear I would go in the supermarket and people would be like, oh hi, like really scared and like that I'm gonna do something, and I'm like what? And for you wanna get that fighter what Moses just said.
Yeah. Okay. How's you telling children that the system is racist, negative, fight a complex? Okay. No. No. Moise, idiot. Moise. That the thing is, you have to be very balanced, right? And that should be the least part of the conversation, the least thing you emphasize when you're speaking to your child. That should be conversations that you're not entertaining all day.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what, in the psychology of a young child, they start actually fearing white people, or they actually start feeling like they really are inferior. Because if you start saying that word white supremacy too much, you're actually going to start to think that they're better than you.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
hate that word.
I hate the
Surprise.
word
Because
too.
it's superior.
I hate the word too.
Surprise.
So Moise, that's Moise, and I can't even take you serious because look at the picture you have up on your avatar. You
I
have
want
Joe
you.
Biden.
I want you guys to think about this. When is the last time that white supremacy affected you? Like real white supremacy. Like when is a white person came up to you and told you no, that you can't do this because you're black? Like probably never. So for y'all to sit up here and talk about this fake system that y'all never even seen before, it's like what's going on? Like even our ancestors who was fighting it didn't even want to talk about it because they realized that they were putting it into intuition. Like when you actually listen to Martin Luther King's speeches, it was never about white supremacy. It was about unity with everyone. But the only thing y'all heard from that was the white man. That's the only thing you took out of his speech. Even Malcolm X stopped talking about white people because he realized that that's the only thing people were
So,
listening to.
so Paula, I know Eddie believes in this, but Paula, do you believe in your words, the words you spout, they come to fruition? Like,
Yes.
como la palabra que tú dices que se manifestan and they become your reality. Like your words can manifest into reality. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
Like,
understand, but the thing is, some words that you say, they can, if you believe in them,
yeah,
they of course affect you. Of course.
right. Like an example, if you're at home and you're
Even
saying,
your acting and everything, if you're going to start to believing that and all that, of course it's going to affect you. Sometimes it's just our thoughts. Sometimes you think, oh my gosh, they will not employ me there because such and such and such and such. It's you. I have felt that many times in my life. And that's I sometimes I'm so frustrated with people. It's like it's you, it's your thoughts many times. People are not thinking about that. Of course, racism and all that, those things exist. They exist. We cannot deny that. And we have all, even without knowing, being victim of racism, that kind of things. But the thing is, you cannot let that kind of thing stop you. It's not funny to say what the heck is this, but whatever, you continue with your life. However, I think that many times people, especially on social media in the US, they develop a type of inferiority complex. If
mhm.
it's true, it's an inferiority complex. Oh my gosh, white people don't like me. White people this. Oh, Arab people that. Oh, those people will not accept me. Blah blah blah. Do your thing. You
White,
are, you're instilling yourself fear,
and
and that's
white supremacy
happening embarking you. That's my thing.
white supremacy is connected to y'all. That is not connected to me.
Yeah,
I do not participate
not,
in that. So y'all
yeah,
y'all
nope.
got that. So because white supremacy never have affected me. I'm
Whatever you say bounces on me right back to you.
yeah. So y'all keep fighting that big old white supremacy.
I got bigger problems, okay?
Christina says, I can say I've ever directly experienced it. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I think we've all experienced it, maybe not very direct, sometimes directly, but still, that's not stopping us. It should not. We just cannot. And Moise Picard says, white supremacism is connected to you because the system is racist. Yes. And your last name is also racist, so change it. Maceo, I have it. It is what I have. It is what it is. Yeah. Blood moon, I probably unknowingly have as well, but I love being Dominican and don't care what other cultures think of me. Exactly. I don't know if that's a Dominican thing or whatever. We should not care. Okay, muy bien por ti. Felicidades, güey. Yeah, okay, let's continue.
That's so funny because now we're saying that we may have done it, we may have felt it unknowingly. So if you should have felt it, it's the most biggest talking point in America right now. That's white supremacy. So it should hit you like a bat in your face.
Sorry, excuse me. So it should hit.
It should have. If you felt white supremacy, it should have hit you like a bat in the face.
No. Develop that, please. Could you? Like, okay, I can say, I have had also situations, in work or in a job interview that people think that you're not able to do the job, that kind of things, and then they're surprised. But it's more with very old, older people that they're not even around, that did not grow up around or worked around people from other ethnicities. So, and then they're very surprised, like you're so smart, and but not like very, like not in an aggressive way, that kind of things. More in a kind of that they subestimate you. They think you're not as smart or as good as others, and then they're like, oh my gosh, you're so surprised, but not really. Not me, but I don't say it does not exist, because it does. Racism and all that stuff, it does exist. I will never deny it. Everywhere in the world it exists. However, it cannot stop you. My thing is, if you're going to think about that all the time, it will hold you back. It will hold you back because it instills fear and insecurity in you, and that stops you to go further.
So
my thing.
I bet you y'all can all tell me about one time or multiple times where somebody in of your culture or of a different culture other than white people have done something bad to you that suppressed you.
Definitely.
I can give you about 80 examples about how a black person tried to put me down, but I can give you
Oh,
right.
yes, me too. Oh my gosh, me too. Oh, all ethnicities, you know.
And
Yeah,
even at work.
because that's also a thing. That's also a thing. It's always a bad thing when it's a white person. You know what? You know what? Here in Europe, with minorities, we have like kind of, or at least in Belgium, joke like, oh, when it's a white person, it's racist, but we are so racist among each other. We're so racist among each other. That's unbelievable. But if it's a if it's a white person that says or does anything, everyone is going, or that specific ethnicity is going to talk it out, to call it out. However, among each other, oh my gosh, and my gosh, I've been put down 1,000 times by other minorities, but that doesn't affect me, and I'm not going to think that all those minorities are bad because I have excellent experiences with the same people from that minority. You know what I mean? Like I've had, oh my gosh, like the worst experiences with people from Congo, but also the best experiences with the people from Congo. With Moroccans, bad and good. But, with but if it would be a white person, a European person, you would be, oh my gosh, they're so racist. They're so racist. You understand what I mean? So far, I live in my world, in my own world, so I haven't seen it. It says,
Yeah, we have this mentality that like, oh, the white man can't do nothing to me, but everybody else in the world can. And it's just like, well, everybody else in the world is affecting you more than a white man. So maybe you should do the opposite.
yeah, yes, yes. Oh Lord, I can give you examples. Oof, yes, it's true. It's not, yeah. It's not only the white man. Don't forget, friend. I mean, Paul is not lying. Your last name is a little racist. My last name is a little racist. Okay. He's not fire. Okay. Fire Complex 7. What you still explained? That's for you, Fire.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. All right.
Dominican trolls have been the most racist towards me on YouTube. Yes, yes, yes. However, I love those Dominican trolls. They entertain me a lot, a lot. They're so crazy.
They do to me too. Like when they write things under my page, like I find it so funny. Like when I'm
Yes,
bored, I read it just to like laugh because it's like, oh, you have all this time. So y'all supposed to be fighting white supremacy, but y'all got time to be on my YouTube
yeah,
bothering.
exactly. Here, Moise Picard. Puerto Ricans hate Dominicans. Okay, continue, continue. Come on, that's funny. That kind of things cannot affect you. Like, yeah, that's not true. Whatever what you're saying, or so far, I think the majority of Dominicans love themselves first, regardless of where we live. Totally, totally agree. Yes, yes. Especially when we are outside of the VR. Yes, yes, it's exactly that. I see. When we go to a certain country and we know, like, okay, people view us like that, but it's okay. It's up to them. Whatever label they give us, you know, it's like, okay, it's not cool or it's cool, but we are who we are, and that's it. And we love ourselves. We are not looking. We can integrate very easily. Dominicans, I can say that here. We mix with everyone, friends, friends in a friendly way, but also in a romantic way, and we make friends from everywhere. We blend with everyone. We
Paula,
blend with everyone.
Paula, Moise wants to know if he can join. Oh no, no, don't forget
No,
Randy. Sorry.
no, Randy, no, Randy, because I think I know who you are.
Okay, so
I think I know who you are.
uh,
And you're
let me
too.
let me answer Moise. Moise said, "What you
Mhm.
still explain to me does not make sense because you said it's negative to inform you trying to raise him." No, I didn't say that. I said yes. You can explain that to your child that it exists, but it's negative to tell your children, "Oh my God, we're black, so we're not gonna make it, or we're Dominican, we're not gonna make it, or we're Puerto Rican, or we're Muslim, they don't like us, or they're." It's not good to talk to your children like that. Yes, you can inform them, but to make that the everyday talk, that's not cool. Like
Mhm.
that should be the last thing you're worried about worrying about what people that don't like you or what people think about you, for the most part, white people are not waking up like, oh, let me see if I can make a black person's life miserable today.
Nah,
That doesn't work like
that
that.
doesn't work. No, no.
Doesn't work like that.
I don't think so. No, they're not thinking about that. They're working. They're operating in their own interest in whatever they do. They're not thinking like I'm going to oppress an Arab now. I'm going to oppress a Black American now, an African now, an Asian. No, they're just operating and managing their business. And if that oppresses you, okay, if that's a collateral damage, they will take it. I'm talking like that, but they're not thinking about oppressing you and killing you and doing everything bad to you. No. you're they don't even need to do that. That's my thing. You're doing it yourself. You're doing it yourself. But you're not educating yourself, or you're not working yourself, or you're not doing, creating jobs by in entrepreneurship and all that stuff. You're doing it yourself. They're not obliging you. They're not keeping you out of universities anymore, out of college, out of schools. It's not that you go to the hospital and they're not treating you. It's not that they're putting herbs in your mouth. They're not, they're not putting illegal stuff in your body. They're not making you to drink alcohol. We all drink alcohol, but you know what I mean. I hope it's us. We're doing it. So again, having a union amongst minorities to fight the power, it's like, which power do you have? How can you fight their power? And what are you doing to improve your position of power?
Moise, Moise, Moise. Yeah, I know. It was. Don't forget Randy. But listen, Moise, Moise or whatever. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to tell my children, hey, be careful. You might get killed or hung because the color of your skin. So I'm just gonna tell that every morning. I'm gonna tell them that, and I'm gonna tell them that they're stupid and because their skin complexion, and I'm gonna tell them they're probably not gonna make it. So I'm gonna tell them all that cool stuff because racism is important to know.
Yeah, exactly. Randy, don't forget Randy. I think I know who you are. And if I know who you are, you're not 18 yet, so you cannot join. Sorry. I think I know who you are. So no, baby. Sorry, I can't. So guys, okay, Princess, does anyone else wants to join and say anything? And Marcel, you said something very interesting, that Puerto Ricans used to be xenophobic to you because you are half Dominican. It's interesting to me because I have met here in Belgium Dominicans that migrated in the 70s and the 80s to Puerto Rico, and they say that there was no problem with the Puerto Ricans. They really helped Dominicans and all that stuff. It was amazing. However, in the late 80s and the 90s, everything changed. Apparently, there was a crisis in Puerto Rico, and there was like a criminality rise, and they blamed the Dominicans for it. There were Dominicans involved, but not a lot. But before the 90s and the late 80s, um, those person told me that like Puerto Rico, you were like in your second home. You were at your cousins. Maybe 2 3 people were not like very friendly to you, but in general, they were kind of cool and helpful towards the Dominican. So yeah, sometimes I ask myself how that Dominican and Puerto Rican relationship. Okay, Randy, I think I know who you are, so I cannot invite. What's the first letter of your grandma's last name? First name. Panel complex. I never said I wanted to join the panel, but you can join. You can join the panel, Moise Pica. Why not? Why do you need to talk, Randy? How old are you? Let me join. Let me join. Okay, guys. So, I think We have had a great conversation. This is, by the way, my last. Wow, what a big news! My last English live of the year. I think these lives are very overwhelming. I feel that I'm burnt out because
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
different.
my last live is today too. I'm gonna matter of fact, I'm gonna do one more probably this week after the one I do today, and I'm done.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to. Oh my gosh, I forgot to make people to. Moises Haitian and hates Dominicans, Paula. Yeah, that kind of people. They can show all day long. Thank you. Thank you for your attention and your energy. Actually, that's, so me sube. That's like so cool. It's like, wow, people truly love us. Like they give so much attention to us, so much energy. Wow. Actually, that's a compliment. To me, that's like, wow. That's the biggest compliment of all, their time and energy. Phew. So I will continue to do some lives in Spanish with my initial subjects or channel vision about entrepreneurship and some political and social things in Spanish with lives, of course, because I'm not editing anything. Like if I have one person, no one, 10 person, I don't care. I will do live in Spanish about some Dominicans and maybe Latin American things or topics impacting the migrants, minority of the world.
That's
You
exactly talking about.
are always welcome to join and to like, but it will be earlier because it's so late now. So you're not 9. I know who you are, Randy. You're not 19.
Yeah,
So
that's exhausting talking about like white supremacy and
yeah, that's so exhausting. That's so exhausting. But I guess it was my deep inside
you had to get it out.
my arrogance deep inside of me that I think I truly have this arrogance and this pretentiousness that I believe that I can truly provide the world with something, that I can change the world, that I can change people's minds by talking, by having a conversation. That's my thing. Like I will talk to people and they will understand. I will learn from them, but they will also learn from me. I think it's my deep arrogance, deep rooted arrogant thing deep inside that makes me do this kind of life. And I think it's so exhausting talking about white supremacy and racism and colorism and all that stuff, even though they exist. It's like people are just distracting you with all these topics. So
Yeah.
some people have built their channel, their content on, yes, Black woman, you're queen, yes, and everybody's anti-Black or everyone is anti-Latino, and also monetizing the Dominican word. The Dominican thing is so hot. So you as a Dominican say, yeah, we are so racist. And my grandmother told me this and this and this and that. You're monetizing. It's so cool. Like, it's so crazy and people are so distracted by it. I find it so overwhelming, actually. Moise Picard, you're definitely not wrong about it, and it doesn't have to do with anything. You sound racist. Me, you're racist. Oh, Lord. You made a statement as if Dominicans do not hate us Haitian, but I never pointed that out. Some Dominicans are crazy, but not all. But no, not all of us at all. Yes, Christina, totally. People are monetizing this Dominican versus Haitian or versus Black and all that stuff. It's like you put Dominican in something and it becomes popping. It's so, Black Dominican. It's now that I am in those algorithms of Google's that I'm seeing only that kind of topics and content on my feed, I see, wow, this is huger. This is bigger than I thought. People are truly making money, making content on people's fears and embedding people's fears and making them even more insecure or just applauding them their flaws. Like, what the heck is this? And it's crazy that and so I have this arrogance that if I talk about it, if we talk about it, if I comment about it, if I give some context about it, people will understand. That's crazy. I know. Dominicans have issues like everybody else, of course. No two people are the same. Yes, exactly. We have our own issues. All ethnicities have their own issues, and maybe some issues are in appearance the same, but the root is different, or vice versa. So yes, we have to work on ourselves as any other minority, and yeah. But that's the thing. So guys, thank you very much for joining to this panel. And my madrina, Viva Bella Ixtina, Blood Moon Fresa, that I hope that she will one day, join one of my lives, or in Spanish. You have also a lot to offer and to provide. You have some experience. Moi explicar. Merci beaucoup.
Xtina is now a celebrity. So
that's my godmother. I call her my godmother because the fact that you guys are participating here, and contributing to me, it's thanks to her. I have lost so many Spanish speaking subscribers, but I have gained the same amount English speaking subscribers from the US. That's crazy. Actually, so it's thanks to her, de verdad, realmente muchísimas gracias, Cristina, y eso siempre te lo agradeceré, eso sí. I have a lot of flaws, pero agradecimiento, mi amor, es mi mejor característica.
She's a celebrity. She's enjoying our lives. She said, I've done my work. Now it's time for your work.
Princess, Radical, everyone, thank you so much for joining and contributing to this.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you.
Adios.
Bye, Paula.
Bye, todos. Adios, Randy.